Hey, what's going on, everyone? We'll do a weekly update. Let's start off with the little Bitcoin here. Bitcoin made new highs this last week. Let's see the previous high break on the daily chart. 60-minute chart. Looks like right now people were talking about a head and shoulders top here. Unfortunately, the pattern has broken down to the upside. Breaking previous highs, right shoulder, the head and the right, or the left shoulder, the head, and the right shoulder, all above now. Came down into support just recently, and I'm looking to break that previous upward trend line here to the upside. So watch for previous breaks. It's 76. Should get here to 77. And then on a monthly chart, the breakout measured move is 76 resistance now. And if it breaks through, it's onward and upward to just, is it 87? And then onwards to upwards near 10,000, where everyone is talking about. But it's not very far out of reach. The measured move is the breakout down here from the low. So I just took the measured move all the way up. It's approximation, a little approximating, but it's pretty close. If you follow up the measured move all the way up, you can see where the resistance support lines are coordinated. Anyways, Bitcoin looks bullish again. The dollar, a few weeks ago, or a few days ago, the dollar put it in this reversal bar here, spike high, falling star type, but nothing came about. Went sideways for a while, confirmed for a minute, came back in. I got a hammer now across the 8, and this falling star is not confirmed either way now. And the inverted hammer, if it breaks out above 95, our goal was 96 on that monthly chart. As the weekly comes into the 34, the monthly, you can see the 8 crossing over the 34 now, and this is going to be a bearish trap as the price goes into resistance. Look for volume. If volume does pick up, it could just break right back through there. But right now, it looks like it got a huge amount of resistance in and around 95 to 97. The bearish retrace over the 34, back into the 34 and fallen over. So far, all the reversal signals have not taken hold. And it looks like I put in a double top on Friday, but hell of a move back into resistance. It's definitely a double top, but look at the posture of it. Into resistance, over support, back through support, and now closing near its highs. So watch for a huge move forward. What we're missing out of all of these signals is exhaustion moves. So we're still waiting for that. You can see the trend line resistance just broke through, came back in, and now it's bullish posture again. Got to scream hyperinflation. Inflation might be getting out of hand. Dollar's out of favor. Bitcoin's way up. It's a bubble. People are talking about a bubble of everything. The VIX got knocked back pretty good. I was looking for a little push after that nice run up but now closing below previous lows. Just slightly. Could be, where's the lows at? Yeah, it looks like it closed right at previous lows, so I got a double bottom put in. Very volatile. All the way down into support, broke support, came back through, held support on the previous lows, it looks like. Let me raise my crap so we can see it better. So broke through support, back through support for support, or back through resistance for support hold. I got, looks like it's holding a double bottom with the whipsaw showing. So watch how the VIX opens up tomorrow. Does it open up or down? If it opens up, we might get momentum to carry from a double bottom. Dow Jones. That's a reversal bar, almost perfect. So we'll see how this opens up tomorrow. Came down into a support and bounced. But looks like a hanging man. It's not a perfect hanging man candle, but it has that trading action. Watch for the previous high breakdown. But looks like pretty healthy there, the weekly chart as well. Straight up and down though, gotta scream. Hyperinflation. Make sure you hold previous candle 50% rule. I got higher lows, higher highs. This is accumulation right here. I don't know by whom or what, but that's what higher high, higher lows indicate. Little accumulation pattern up there on the weekly chart. And of course the monthly. It's just straight up. It's gotta come back sometime. Onward and upward here. NASDAQ looks pretty healthy. That's a rising wedge. Should have been bearish. Let's watch for any kind of double tops and the circling back across that resistance line. S&P did that same thing. It broke out, came back through, but then it just recovered. Looks bullish. Just watch for those double tops. Crude just woke up out of nowhere on Friday, it looks like. Let's see that. There. That was an amazing little touch there on a Friday close for crude. 60 was the mark. Onward and upward to 70. It's a $10 increments on this measured move for crude. Again, we have a long-term pattern breakout, and you can see that pattern breakout. We've been watching it. Reverse head and shoulders right off that bottom. And previous lows all the way up to 88. So watch out. Japanese dollar trade, carry trade. Broke out of the pattern, came back into support. Now it's building. Bullish retracement in, previous highs in. It's building, building, building. Watch for the previous high breaks up and above there. Not sure how long that's going to hold. It's got to get some power through previous lows, previous highs. Lots of resistance coming in on this head and shoulders top. Monthly though, I mean, the cup, the handle, nice little U-turn here, little saucer bottom, right over the 34. Looks rather healthy there. Looks like we can get the previous breaks, no problem. So watch for those flat top breaks. It did put in a hammer on the close and a double top. So I got some reversals going on, but I have counter reversals. So who's going to win? It looks like long term, it's got some bullish posture. Across the 34 on that monthly. Gold got the smackdown. Let's see what happened here. Bam! That's a 60-minute chart. See the upward trend line that we're trying to hold on Friday. And no. I got a bearish flag coming into resistance on the close, so look for lower prices or maybe a double bottom if it holds sideways, but that's a bearish flag. You can see the flag pull, flag into resistance. That's the bearish retracement into resistance. So what do we got going on here? Where's our support? We got to make sure we hold support. It's that flat bottom on that turnaround here. Bullish, crossed over the 34, measured move back into resistance, but now I got a flat bottom. I don't like the flat bottoms at all. Over the 34, back into resistance. I'm so far holding. So far, I am holding higher lows. I don't want to see anything on a flat bottom when it's coming over the 34 back into resistance and then the flat bottom. I hate it. That's very bearish for me. So right now I'm looking not at a flat bottom, I'm looking at higher lows. Keep those higher lows. We can get across that 34, get across 13 and start moving up again. It's always on a thread, isn't it? Always on a thread. Weekly chart just hanging on by a thread across that 34. And you can see how easy it could be just to break down that 34. Longer term trend line, we got to keep it. Got to keep that trend. Don't let it break down. 2-bar reversal over the 34 back into support, but then a 2-bar reversal into supports on a tether. I get the cross coming from momentum. Cross the 13. Looks like momentum's dying. It's got to make a move or momentum dies through time. Break down, gather its legs, try again. Doesn't feel good right now, but got to save the dollar, I guess. I don't know. Dollar's bullish into 96, 98 range, so I got a reverse head and shoulders on the weekly chart for silver. Not much of a reversal here. I got a reverse head and shoulders here. So make sure we hold. Gold doesn't look as good as silver. But silver hasn't broken out yet. That reverse head and shoulders is still lingering. It could fail. Follow gold on down. I got a longer term. Left shoulder, head, right shoulder. Very elaborate, but it's there. I got a balance line at 1750. 1850 was the break. Previous high, previous lows. We can do it. Have the spike low, have legs. Get over resistance. Climb, climb, climb. I don't know what's taking so long. It should just be moving like Bitcoin, right? Feels like it. Let's see. Daily on copper. Looks like it's consolidating above the 34 after its little run. I got a cup and handle now. Watch the cup handle pop across the cup. Looks like it wants to come into support. It's at support now, but it could just, because I got legs. The wick's pointing up. Prices between resistance and support. It's in a pinch. It's got to make a move. Copper did very well. Looks bullish to me on the monthly chart. Although it can come in at any moment. A little sideways action here. Consolidation. Still looking at a head and shoulders top over here, but it's above the 34, so watch for previous high breaks. Take out that pattern on the upside. Otherwise, watch the breakdown, confirmation. Miners closing below the 34, above that trend line. So we got a little bit of room here, but the trend line is so straight up. Looking for another opposing point to come down for support. Looks bearish, closing below the 34, that short-term trend line. Over the 34, coming back into support on a tether. Make sure we hold. Doesn't feel good up here. I might need to take a leg. I don't think it'll come all the way back into support. So watch for some kind of opposing point at a higher low. Just to shake things up a bit here. Lingering on a tether for support lines for the miners. Way oversold last week, and then they just got way more oversold. So I'm looking for a turn anytime. JNUG, just very disappointing on JNUG for the close. Let's see. Looks like a bearish flag into resistance got rejected, sort of. Over the 8, into the 8. Did it close above the 8? It's too close to tell, because those momentum indicators are just areas. So we'll have to see how we open up. I did close a higher low. So maybe we found a bottom. That 16 break across previous highs could get us a very nice push. So watch for that, the 16 break across. For a previous high break all the way into resistance. The next line of previous low. Back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. JNUG for a weekly on its lows. Looks like a triple bottom if it can turn around. If AG, same thing on a tether. We had that spike low, so I'm looking for a opposing point to be higher than the other low. NAK did not hold 2 o'clock. I need to get it back above 2 in the previous highs. It's broke down previous highs. It's liable to go all through that range. It sucks, but it's true. It's very true. Hold that 2 when it didn't. USLV. Don't be mad at me when you buy something and don't hold on to support. Support breaks down, you need to get out. It goes against the reason why you bought it, because it was above support. Two-bar reversal here, and then it's pretty strong on USLV. Came in higher low, double bottom on this higher low. So it looks pretty positive on USLV. Let's see how the rest of the market treats it. USLV, I think it's 3 times bullish. Little cup, little handle going on here. Whatever it is, watch for the previous high breaks. Held support on steel. CLF, where has CLF been lately? Not very good, huh? Looks like a head and shoulders top here. Broke down here, double bottom, higher low, slight, very slight higher low. And it's a hammer on that spike low, so let's watch this whipsaw. Island bottom too. That's a pretty nice little formation there. This has all got to hold because it got rejected one more time on the upside. That looks pretty sweet. We got the island bottom. Daily chart. See what happens here on the low. Looks like daily might turn around. I could still have that crazy. This is the same as gold. Over the 34, back into resistance, and then the higher low now. I don't like the flat bottoms, so it just closed above or bounced right above, so I got a higher low on CLF. Look for that daily confirmation across that 8 for the confirmation on this island bottom. It'll be interesting to watch. I'll have to remind myself to take a look. Uranium. The breakdowns. Once it breaks down, it's going to bearish retrace back into resistance unless it's got a huge amount of volume to get back across. So it looks like it's in no man's land for a while. I do have that higher low again. But the flat bottom broke over the 34, back into resistance, and then the flat bottom broke. It looks like it's bearish to me, unless it wants to turn around. Anything can happen. There's another indication of a bearish move across the Uranium Energy Corp. Let's erase my crap. Over the 34, back into resistance at flat bottom break. Once they break down, it takes a while for them to catch up. So one thing I wanted to mention on Bitcoin was the accumulation after the breakout. Higher highs, higher lows. This thing's accumulating after it broke out. Once it broke out, it started to accumulate. Higher lows, higher highs. That's accumulation. Accumulation consolidation pattern. Look at that cup. Boom. Looks healthy. What can I say? I got a double bottom on Ethereum inside the pattern. The opposing points, and this double bottom didn't come down to its natural course of return. So we got a micro pattern inside the bigger pattern. Let's see who wins. I'm waiting for Bitcoin to reach the top, and all these little alternatives, I think, are going to be just pulled up drastically to meet equilibrium. A long little trend line here. Let's get above previous highs. Let's stay above previous highs. Let's get above previous highs. Let's get Litecoin. A lot of people are fans of Litecoin, so let's see what happens there. Google. Google had a double top, came down for a double bottom, into support here, and just look at that gap. This is crazy, insane gaps. It's all fluff though. Google's on the outs. Censorship. We'll get covered in scandals here soon for covering up all the pedophile. Anyways, if you haven't heard, there's rumors of 12 sealed indictments coming out tomorrow. Very explosive Google. Good show, good show. Apple. We were bearish on Apple for a head and shoulders top. No. Above the left shoulder, above the head, above the right shoulder. And look at the gap down into support and then the gap and run. The gap and runs. Through resistance, no problem. Good show, good show. Damn. Amazon. Into resistance. Look at the stair step. And then the turnaround. Very bullish indeed. Netflix has to break that previous high. Someone's buying those dips. Had a reverse head and shoulders here and came back down. Watch the previous highs. It's going to looks like momentum's going to continue. Facebook, the breakout came back in. You can see the reverse head and shoulders. PRELF looks like it had its final push into 5, and the whipsaw across 5. So if it went through 5 and then closed below 5, that was your cue. Once it goes through the emotional spots and then it breaks down through the emotional spot, your emotional spot, it has not support. You must cry and sell emotionally. But now that it's all the way down, this could just turn around on a dime. So if you didn't get out and you held all the way in, you're still above the long-term trend. So, but it's way overextended on the long-term charts. So is that coming back? Look at that monthly chart, falling star. That's a good thing. It's only the, what is today? It's only the 5th. So long term, I think it's smart. Look at the volume coming on this thing. They added blockchain to their name, and all of a sudden, look what happens. At least that's the story on the street. They just added their name. You can see the higher lows here, the higher highs, the accumulation here, and then the breakout. But if you didn't get out at 5 and you're holding all the way in, it's bearish. It's bullish retracing back into the break. So all the way into 3 o'clock, you should look for the emotional spot at 3 o'clock. Make sure you hold 3 if you're still holding this thing. I think the typical trade would have been once you had a reversal on the intraday chart, sell half and then wait for it to come back into support because it's overextended. It's definitely bullish for the longer term now. So hang on, I guess. My support line's a little crude, but you can see the break outside that channel and then coming back in at the high flying channels. BLKCF, same thing. Looks like it recovered nicely at just like the 2-bar reversal here. Closed above previous highs, closed, opened, or I can't say opened, but Went below the previous candle and closed all the way up, 50% roll. Looks like a bullish piercing pattern. Not perfect, but pretty close. So nice reversal. Closed above the 8 on the daily. Watch for the previous high breaks at 250. This one could take off, huh? 1, 2, double bottom, reverse. Watch for the previous high break or triple top break. 250. Gonna put that one on watch. My EOS. Had a nice little run into 20 and then back in, still accumulating. I got to remember to throw some money at it every week. That's a long-term play for me. This is the bullish retrace, so I'm going to catch this on support. 10, 11, 12, 13, all the way in if I have to. Really nice, really nice. Over the 34, back into support, bouncing off of the 8 so far. Pretty nice strength. Litecoin, this is per Bitfinex per the dollar. I think we already looked at this. You hold support. It's got a nice little trend line, but look at the momentum. The cross, it's closing below the 8 for too long, and now I have the 8 crossing over the 13. I need to stay above previous highs. It's liable to ride the range on in. If that's the case, the trend line, you can see the trend. Make sure we hold support. Catch it on a bounce. Dash should be coming, turning around here soon. Let's see where I can find support. Previous highs. Something to watch is one of these banker coins. STR, Stellar something. I'm not sure what they're doing, but it's another centralized banker coin. My opinion is if the bankers like it, they got all the money. So watch this one for a previous high break. And we had the hard fork, I guess. And this is Bit Gold, Bitcoin Gold, or whatever it is. Nothing to see here. But it's trading. I even got my, I have a slice of Bitcoin Gold now. Looks like it's coming into a top in a channel between 16 and 24. So there we go. Not sure how it's going to pan out, but looks good. And that's about it, I guess. Watch that Bitcoin. It looks like it's coming back into support now. Once Bitcoin reaches a high, watch the cryptocurrencies just be pulled up to reach equilibrium. These schemes got knocked back, and it's been about 4 or 5 months now running on a downturn. Intermediate waves last 3 to 6 months. So there we go. It's coming to an end of an intermediate trend line or an intermediate wave. That's about it. I'll see you guys later. Let me know what's going on out there. Please donate if you can, if you like these videos. Appreciate you.